Hello friends, this is the continuation of our previous video on acute respiratory distress syndrome. In this video, we are going to discuss about the treatment of acute respiratory distress syndrome. Well, acute respiratory distress syndrome is a emergency condition and it requires a very prompt treatment or often may lead to a fatal result. So the prompt treatment is the key factor in the acute respiratory distress syndrome. To be start with, the typical support system as well as the mainstay of the treatment is mechanical ventilation. Well, the mechanical ventilation is a big topic and requires some separate time to discuss. But one thing we should know about the treatment regard of ARDS is that the mechanical ventilation that we use is along with the positive end positive PEEP. What is that? That is the positive end expiratory pressure. This is the pressure that we use slightly above the atmospheric pressure. Now, we are telling about the ARDS with PEEP? What is the importance of this PEEP? Well, in mechanical ventilation we use PEP because of the reason that in ARDS what we find is that there are three alveoli. One, the normal alveoli, which is functioning properly and for which patient is actually alive. Second is the totally flooded alveoli, and this alveoli is those alveoli which we have no hope, no kind of mechanical ventilation will going to make this alveoli to work again, and so we are hopeless of this alveoli. And thirdly is the partially flooded alveoli. These are the alveoli which we are interested about. This partially flooded alveoli, what we do is that what we find is that in a pressure slightly above the atmospheric pressure or slightly at the pressure that can be withstood by the alveoli itself, we find is that slightly higher pressure than atmospheric pressure the gas exchange is possible, whereas in other cases this slightly higher pressure actually keep some alveoli patent. So in both the cases we are able to have slightly better oxygenation, not dramatic but slightly better oxygenation, and hence we use this methodology of mechanical ventilation with positive end expiratory pressure to make this partially flooded alveoli functional. This is our aim in mechanical ventilation. Now, along with this mechanical ventilation, we use some adjuvant treatment to help in oxygenation itself, and they are: first we keep the patient in sedation, and sometimes we voluntarily paralyze some muscle for temporary period of time, because what happens is that in the mechanical ventilation is a traumatic process. As I forget to mention that in mechanical ventilation often patient have to be kept in the ventilation for more than 2 weeks. In those cases we require the tracheostomy, and the patient often become non-compliant with this kind of procedure, so we have to keep the patient in a sedation. Thirdly, we use inotropic agent. Well, inotropic agent, to be specific, is used at that point of time when we find that even after the mechanical ventilation the heart rate, the cardiac output is not sufficient. At that point of time we use inotropic agent like digoxin and digitalis, and also we use the vasodilators such as sodium the vasodilators such as the calcium channel blocker, and the other drug that has been displayed in the screen we use to increase the cardiac output. Fourthly, we use cyclooxygenase inhibitor, protease inhibitor, antioxidant, and antimetabolite, anti-tumor, and interleukin 1 and interleukin to a variable extent with some questionable success. But this is actually, but the mechanical ventilation is actually the mainstay of the treatment. These all other treatment that I mentioned is actually aid the patient to have some betterment, but the mechanical ventilation is the mainstay of the treatment. And last but not least, and probably the most important, is the treatment of the cause. Whatever may be the risk factor, we able to come into conclusion we should go for the treatment of that first, because otherwise patient cannot be recovered from this agent. And one thing I like to add here is that if we find, if we even if we not even if we do not find the infectious cause of the ARDS, we will it is always better to add antibiotic or give antibiotic to a ARDS patient, even if we cannot stabilize the infectious origin of ARDS, because it is often found very helpful. So this concluded our discussion on treatment of ARDS, as well as the whole discussion about the ARDS. Hopefully you have been benefited from the video. For more, kindly log on to the website that has been mentioned here. Thanks.